Have you ever noticed the more desperately you chase something, the more it runs away from you? Success, relationships, opportunities, even happiness. It's like life is playing hide and seek with you. And here is the paradox. The secret to attracting anything you want is not about chasing harder, it's about becoming different. Stay with me till the end, because the last lessons will truly change your perspective on attraction, success, and fulfillment. Today, I want to take you on a journey, not of manifestation tricks, but of inner transformation. 7 lessons, 7 shifts. And if you truly understand the final 2, you will never look at your desires the same way again. Let's begin. First lesson. Attraction begins with identity, not intensity. Many people think, if I want something badly enough, I will get it. But life does not respond to your desperation. Life responds to your identity. If you plant a mango seed, you don't shout at the soil every day, "Give me mangoes, give me mangoes." You nurture the seed, you water it, you protect it, and eventually mangoes appear. In the same way, if you want respect, become respectable. If you want love, become loving. If you want success, become disciplined. You don't attract what you beg for. You attract what you embody. You can tell the world, "I'm confident," but if inside you feel insecure, people sense it. You can say, "I'm happy," but if you carry resentment, it shows in your eyes. Have you noticed how when you enter a room, you can immediately feel someone's mood without them speaking? That is energy. Life responds to the silent signals you broadcast. When you are calm, opportunities trust you. When you are desperate, opportunities hesitate. When you are grateful, abundance feels safe around you. Many of us work very hard, but we are not clear. It's like entering a taxi and telling the driver, "Just drive fast." He may drive fast, but where are you going? When you lack clarity, you create confusion, and confusion repels opportunities. Have you ever noticed the more desperately you chase something, the more it seems to run away from you? It's almost funny, isn't it? The job you want, the relationship you crave, the recognition you seek, the tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. And here is the beautiful paradox of life. The secret to attracting anything you want is not about chasing harder. It is about becoming different. Stay with me till the end, because the last lessons will truly change your perspective on attraction, success, and fulfillment. Many of you watching this are ambitious. You have dreams. You want to grow. You want to create impact. But somewhere inside, there is also confusion. There is fear. There is comparison. You scroll through social media and see others manifesting success, and you quietly ask, "What am I doing wrong?" Let me tell you something gently. You are not doing life wrong. You may just be focusing on the wrong side of the equation. So today, let us begin this inner journey. The first shift is simple yet profound. Attraction begins with identity, not intensity. Most people believe that if they want something badly enough, life will reward them. They think desire is enough. They increase the intensity. They push harder. They repeat affirmations louder. They visualize more aggressively. But life does not respond to how intensely you want something. Life responds to who you are becoming. If you plant a mango seed, you do not shout at the soil every morning, "Why are you not giving me mangoes?" You don't threaten the tree. You don't compare it to another tree. You nurture it. You water it. You give it sunlight. And slowly, invisibly, roots begin to grow. Identity works the same way. If you want respect, become a person who respects others. If you want trust, become trustworthy. If you want wealth, cultivate discipline and value creation. If you want love, become deeply loving, not just romantically but compassionately. You don't attract what you beg for. You attract what you embody. I remember once meeting a young man who desperately wanted to be a leader. He kept saying, "People don't follow me. They don't take me seriously." I asked him, "Do you listen to them?" He paused. "Not really." I asked, "Do you serve them?" He hesitated again. "I'm trying to grow myself first." And there it was. Leadership is not about position, it is about responsibility. When he shifted from trying to be seen as a leader to serving like one, people naturally began to follow. When your identity shifts, your reality follows. Now, we are going to explore how your inner state silently shapes everything around you. And this is something most people underestimate. Your inner vibration speaks louder than your words. You may say, "I am confident," but if inside you are insecure, the world senses it. You may say, "I'm ready," but if inside you doubt yourself, opportunities hesitate. Have you noticed how when someone enters a room, without saying a word, you can feel their presence? Some people bring calm, some bring tension, some bring joy. That is not magic, that is alignment. Your thoughts create emotions, your emotions create energy, your energy influences behavior, and your behavior shapes results. If inside you are constantly anxious, "What if I fail? What if they reject me?" you communicate fear, and fear repels opportunities. But when you are grounded, peaceful, and self-assured, you communicate stability, and stability attracts trust. This is why inner work is not optional, it is essential. Meditation, reflection, prayer, journaling, silence, these are not luxury practices. They are alignment practices. Because life does not respond to the mask you wear. It responds to the energy you carry. If you think this is important, wait until you hear the next shift, because it explains why even hardworking people sometimes struggle to see results. Clarity is more powerful than effort. Many of us are busy, but we are not clear. It's like entering a taxi and telling the driver, "Just drive fast." He may drive fast, but where are you going? You might end up very far, but not where you want to be. Effort without direction creates exhaustion. Clarity with moderate effort creates progress. Ask yourself honestly, what do I truly want? Why do I want it? Is it my desire or borrowed from society? Sometimes we chase careers because our friends chose them. We chase lifestyles because social media glorifies them. We chase relationships because we fear being alone. But clarity requires courage. It requires sitting alone with yourself and asking uncomfortable questions. What truly fulfills me? What kind of life aligns with my values? Who must I become to create that life? When you are clear, your decisions simplify. Your no becomes stronger. Your yes becomes intentional. Clarity creates direction. Direction builds confidence. Confidence attracts opportunity. Now, let's move to something that may sound counterintuitive, but it is one of the most powerful magnets in life. Detachment is the hidden magnet. This does not mean indifference. It does not mean laziness. It means freedom from emotional dependency on outcomes. When a student writes an exam thinking, "If I fail, my life is over," anxiety consumes performance. But when the same student prepares sincerely and says, "I will give my best," the result is not fully in my control. The mind relaxes, and a relaxed mind performs better. Attachment creates fear. Fear creates tension. Tension blocks flow. Detachment says, "I will do my part fully, but I will not allow the result to define my worth." When you release the desperate need, you create space for grace. Ironically, what you cling to tightly resists you. What you hold lightly flows toward you. And now we enter the final part of this journey. If you miss these last lessons, you will miss the heart of transformation. Gratitude accelerates attraction. Imagine two people with the same income. One complains constantly, it's not enough. Others have more. The other says, I am grateful. This is a blessing. I will grow from here. Who radiates abundance? Gratitude shifts your attention from scarcity to sufficiency, and sufficiency invites expansion. When you appreciate small opportunities, larger ones feel welcomed. When you honor present relationships, deeper connections grow. When you value your current skills, new skills develop faster. A closed fist cannot receive, an open palm can. Gratitude is not denial of ambition. It is the foundation of healthy ambition. Now listen carefully, because what comes next is practical and powerful. Discipline is spiritual attraction in action. Many people talk about manifestation. Very few wake up early to work on their goals. Many visualize success. Few practice consistency. If you want a healthy body but skip workouts, desire alone will not sculpt you. If you want financial stability but avoid responsibility, no affirmation will save you. Discipline tells life, I am serious. When you show up daily, even when you don't feel like it, you build credibility with yourself. And self-trust is magnetic. Consistency creates competence. Competence creates confidence. Confidence, say, attracts opportunity. And finally, the most powerful magnet of all, purpose is the ultimate attraction force. When your desire is only about me, it feels heavy. But when your desire serves others, it becomes powerful. Why do some people receive immense support? Because their vision uplifts more than themselves. When your goal creates value for others, when your success benefits your family, community, or society, when your ambition is aligned with contribution, life supports you. Because you are no longer just asking for blessings, you are becoming a blessing. And that is the real secret. Attraction is not manipulation, it is maturing. Shift your identity, align your energy, clarify your vision, detach from outcomes, practice gratitude, embrace discipline, live with purpose. When you change within, the world around you responds. Happiness is not about having everything, it is about being grateful for everything you have. When you put God first, fear naturally takes the last place. True success is living consciously, joyfully, and purposefully. So don't just feel inspired. Choose one lesson today. Practice it. Live it. Because when you become the person worthy of your dreams begin to recognize you. And that, my friend, is how you truly attract anything you want. Yes, beautiful. Let us go deeper. Now I want you to settle in, because we are about to explore the next layer. And this is where the transformation truly begins. We spoke about gratitude as a magnet. But gratitude is not just saying thank you before meals. It is a way of seeing life. There was once a farmer who prayed every day for rain. For months, the sky remained dry. His neighbor complained constantly. What bad luck! What a cruel season! But the farmer would wake up, touch the soil, and whisper, even today I am grateful for the chance to try. One day, a light rain finally came. The neighbor celebrated wildly. The farmer smiled gently. Someone asked him, why are you not more excited? He said, I did not wait for the rain to be grateful. I was grateful even in the drought. That is the difference. Most people postpone gratitude until results appear. But gratitude is what invites the results. When you wake up and appreciate your health, your mind becomes lighter. When you appreciate your parents, even with their imperfections, your heart becomes softer. When you appreciate your current job, even if it is not your dream job, your attitude shifts from victim to steward. And life trusts stewards. Gratitude changes your posture toward life. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what is this teaching me? And that shift That subtle shift is magnetic. But now let me take you to something even more practical. Because gratitude without action becomes comfort, and comfort without growth becomes stagnation. That is where discipline enters. Discipline is not punishment, it is self respect. Many young people tell me, I want success, I want financial freedom, I want a peaceful mind. I ask them, what is your daily routine? Silence. You see, attraction is not mystical, it is methodical. When you wake up at a fixed time, even when your bed feels like heaven, when you study while others scroll, when you save while others spend, when you practice when others procrastinate, you are telling life, I am committed. And commitment attracts results. Imagine two seeds planted in the same soil. One is watered daily, the other occasionally. Which one grows stronger roots? Your habits are your watering schedule. You cannot expect extraordinary results from ordinary consistency. But you will always get ordinary results from inconsistent effort. Discipline builds inner strength, and inner strength radiates confidence. Have you noticed how some people walk into a room quietly, yet they command respect, not because they are loud, but because they are solid? They have kept promises to themselves. And when you trust yourself, the world begins to trust you too. But listen carefully now, because what I am about to share is the heart of everything. If you miss this, you will misunderstand attraction completely. Purpose is the ultimate magnet. Let me ask you a question. Why do some people struggle alone while others receive unexpected support? It is not luck. When your goal is only about personal gain, your energy contracts. But when your goal includes service, your energy expands. Think about a candle. A candle that burns only for itself eventually melts away. But a candle that lights other candles spreads warmth without losing its own flame. When your ambition includes contribution, something extraordinary happens. You attract collaborators. You attract mentors. You attract goodwill. Because people want to support something meaningful. I once met a young woman who wanted to build a business. Initially, her motivation was simple. I want to earn more than my friends. She struggled. She felt insecure. Every competitor felt like a threat. Then one day, she shifted her focus. She said, I want to solve a problem that genuinely helps people. Suddenly, competition became inspiration. Customers became partners. Challenges became lessons. Her income grew, but more importantly, her fulfillment grew. Purpose aligns your effort with something larger than ego. And when you align with something larger than yourself, call it service, call it humanity, call it God, fear begins to shrink. Because you are no longer chasing success for validation. You are building something for contribution. And that is powerful. Now let me gently bring all of this together. Attraction is not about visualizing a car and waiting for it to appear. It is about becoming the kind of person who can responsibly own that car. Attraction is not about demanding love. It is about becoming emotionally mature enough to sustain love. Attraction is not about wishing for peace. It is about cultivating peace within your own thoughts. When you change your identity, when you align your energy, when you gain clarity, when you practice detachment, when you live in gratitude, when you act with discipline, when you serve with purpose, you do not need to chase. Life begins to cooperate. Remember this always. Happiness is not about having everything. It is about being grateful for everything you have. When you put God first, fear naturally takes the last place. And true success is not measured by what you accumulate, but by who you become. So today, I invite you not to manifest something external, but to transform something internal. Start small, Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Express gratitude to someone you have taken for granted. Take one disciplined step toward your goal. Serve one person without expecting anything in return. Because when you become aligned within, the universe does not resist you. It responds. And when you become a blessing to the world cannot help but bless you back. That is the real secret. And it has been inside you all along. Because understanding these lessons intellectually is one thing, but allowing them to transform you internally, that is where the real magic happens. We have spoken about identity, energy, clarity, detachment, gratitude, discipline, and purpose. But now I want you to see how all of them connect, like 7 steps of an inner staircase. You see, most people try to change their results without changing their roots. They want a different life, but they keep the same habits. They want better relationships, but they keep the same ego. They want peace, but they entertain the same chaos in their minds. And then they wonder, why is nothing changing? Let me tell you something very gently. Life is not unfair. Life is precise. It mirrors you. If you look into a mirror and smile, the reflection smiles back. If you frown, the reflection frowns. You don't try to change the mirror, you change your face. In the same way, attraction is not about changing the mirror of life. It is about adjusting the face of your character. And this is where maturity begins. Many young people tell me, I want financial abundance. I ask them, are you abundant in generosity? They pause. You see, abundance is not only about money, it is a mindset. If you are constantly thinking there is not enough, you will operate from fear, and fear leads to poor decisions. But when you think there is enough, I can create more, I can contribute more, your mind becomes creative. Scarcity shrinks you, abundance expands you. And abundance starts with gratitude. Now let me connect this with detachment again, because this is where people get confused. Detachment does not mean you don't dream big. It means your peace is not hostage to your dreams. Imagine climbing a mountain. You are focused. You are determined. You want to reach the peak. But if you obsess about the peak every second, you miss your footing. You stumble. But if you focus on the next step, just the next step, you climb steadily. Detachment is focusing on the step, not obsessing about the summit. When you focus on daily excellence, outcomes take care of themselves. This is why discipline is so powerful. Discipline protects your dreams from your moods. Because some days you will feel inspired, some days you will feel lazy, some days you will doubt yourself. If you depend on motivation, your life will move in waves. If you depend on discipline, your life will move in direction. And direction creates destiny. But now I want to touch something very personal. Many of you are not struggling because you lack talent. You are struggling because you lack self-belief. Somewhere in your past, someone told you, you are not good enough. Maybe a teacher, maybe a parent, maybe a failure whispered that message into your heart, and you carried it. So now, even when opportunities appear, you hesitate, you sabotage, you shrink. My dear friend, attraction cannot flow into a heart that feels unworthy. You must forgive your past. You must release old labels. You must stop introducing yourself to the world through your wounds. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the worst thing that happened to you. You are a work in progress, guided, shaped, and strengthened by every experience. And when you begin to see yourself with compassion, confidence quietly rises. Confidence is not arrogance, it is trust in your ability to grow. And growth is magnetic. Let me ask you something. If God gave you a seed of potential and you buried it under fear, who is responsible? Life will not water a seed you refuse to plant. Plant your effort, plant your discipline, plant your faith, then step back and allow grace to do its part. This balance, effort, and surrender is the secret rhythm of attraction. Too much control creates stress, too much passivity creates stagnation. But sincere effort combined with surrender creates flow, and flow is powerful. When you are in flow, you are not comparing, you are not competing, you are creating. Comparison is one of the biggest blocks to attraction. When you constantly look sideways, you lose sight of your lane. Someone else's chapter 3 cannot be compared to your chapter 1. Trust your timeline. Trust your preparation. Trust your growth. The bamboo tree does not grow visibly for years, but underneath, roots are spreading deep. And when it finally shoots up, it rises rapidly. Maybe you are in your root building season. Do not quit during your invisible phase. Invisible growth is still growth. And when the time is right, your expansion will surprise even you. Now let me leave you with something that I want you to carry in your heart. Attraction is not about getting everything you want. It is about becoming someone life can trust with what you want. If you want influence, can you handle responsibility? If you want wealth, can you handle integrity? If you want love, can you handle commitment? If you want success, can you handle humility? Because what you attract, you must sustain. And sustainability requires character. So today, instead of asking, how do I attract more? Ask yourself, how do I grow more? Grow in awareness, grow in discipline, grow in kindness, grow in faith. When you put God first, fear naturally takes the last place. When you live consciously, joyfully, and purposefully, you stop chasing and you start aligning. And when you align, life responds, not always instantly, not always dramatically, but inevitably. So do not rush, do not doubt, do not compare. Become. And as you become, you will realize something beautiful. The things you once desperately wanted will begin to move gently toward you. And by that time, you will smile, not because you finally received them, but because you no longer need them to feel complete. That is freedom. And that, my friend, is the real secret to attracting anything you want. I'm so glad you're still here, because now we are not just talking about attracting things. We are talking about attracting the right life. You see, sometimes we pray for something, and when we finally get it, we realize it was not aligned with who we truly are. That is why inner growth must come before outer gain. Let me tell you something very honestly. When I was young, I thought success meant achievement, titles, recognition, applause. But life gently taught me achievement without alignment creates emptiness. You can attract money and still feel poor inside. You can attract attention and still feel unseen. You can attract relationships and still feel lonely. So what is missing? Alignment. Alignment is when your thoughts, words, and actions move in the same direction. Many people say, I want peace, but they consume chaos every day. Negative conversations, toxic comparisons, endless scrolling. Then they wonder why peace doesn't stay. You cannot plant thorns and expect roses. If you want peace, plant peaceful habits. If you want growth, plant disciplined routines. If you want meaningful relationships, plant honest communication. Attraction is agriculture. You harvest what you cultivate. Now let me speak to the ambitious ones watching this. You want to build something big. You want impact. You want recognition. That is beautiful. There is nothing wrong with ambition, but ambition without awareness becomes addiction. If your self-worth depends on achievement, you will never feel satisfied. The moment you reach one milestone, anxiety about the next one begins. But when your identity is rooted in purpose, achievement becomes expression, not validation. That is a powerful shift. You stop asking, will this make me look successful? And you start asking, will this make me useful? Usefulness is magnetic. When you solve problems sincerely, opportunities find you. When you uplift others, support surrounds you. When you create value, value returns. And here is something very subtle, but very important. Attraction requires patience. We live in a world of instant results, instant messages, instant deliveries, instant entertainment. But character is not instant. Trust is not instant. Mastery is not instant. If you plant a seed today and dig it up tomorrow to check if it's growing, you will destroy it. Some of you are doing that with your dreams. You start something. After a few weeks, you panic. Why is nothing happening? You doubt. You switch. You restart. Give your efforts time to breathe. Consistency compounds. Small improvements repeated daily create massive transformation over time. One extra page read. One extra practice session. One difficult conversation handled maturely. One temptation resisted. These are not dramatic acts, but they are identity-building acts. And identity attracts destiny. Now I want to address something deeper. Faith. Faith is not blind optimism. Faith is trust in the process, even when you cannot see the outcome. When you combine disciplined effort with faith in a higher wisdom, fear begins to lose power. You realize, I will do my best, and what is meant for me will not miss me. That thought alone brings calm. Calm people make better decisions. Better decisions create better results. Better results reinforce confidence. And confidence attracts more opportunities. But listen carefully. Faith does not replace effort. Effort does not replace surrender. They work together. You row the boat with discipline. You trust the current with faith. And when both are present, progress becomes peaceful. Let me ask you something now, very personally. If everything you desire came to you today, would you be ready? Would your character sustain it? Would your mindset protect it? Would your humility balance it? Sometimes life delays your desires not as punishment, but as preparation. Preparation is love in disguise. If you are not yet where you want to be, do not assume you are failing. Maybe you are strengthening. Maybe you are maturing. Maybe you are being shaped into someone capable of holding what you seek. There is a beautiful truth in this. What you attract is important, but who you become in the process is far more important. Because achievements can be taken away. Positions can change. Circumstances can shift. But character stays. And character is the ultimate magnet. So, as you move forward from this moment, I want you to stop obsessing over how do I attract more. Instead ask, how do I grow more? How do I serve more? How do I discipline myself more? How do I align my life with deeper values? When you live that way, attraction becomes a side effect, not a struggle. And here is the most beautiful realization of all. When you stop chasing happiness and start practicing gratitude, when you stop demanding love and start giving it, when you stop fearing failure and start learning from it, you discover something extraordinary. You already have enough. You already are enough. You already carry the seeds of everything you wish to attract. Happiness is not about having everything. It is about being grateful for everything you have. When you put God first, fear naturally takes the last place. And true success is not about how much you accumulate, but how consciously, joyfully, and purposefully you live. So take one step today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. Shift one habit, change one thought, express one gratitude, take one disciplined action. Because when you transform within, the world outside cannot remain the same. And that, my dear friend, is not just motivation, that is truth. And before we close, I want you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath, because everything we spoke about, identity, energy, clarity, detachment, gratitude, discipline, purpose. All of it leads to one timeless truth. Life is not responding to your wishes. It is responding to your becoming. You don't attract what you occasionally think about. You attract what you consistently live. And here is the faith-driven truth I want you to carry in your heart. What is meant for you will not miss you, and what misses you was never meant to shape your destiny. God is not delaying your dreams. He is developing your depth. Every closed door is protection. Every delay is preparation. Every challenge is construction. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is unseen. Your effort is seen. Your silent prayers are heard. Your discipline is noticed. Your growth is being shaped, even when you cannot measure it. So walk forward with courage. Do your part with sincerity. Trust God with the timing. Serve with humility. Grow with gratitude. Because when your intentions are pure and your actions are aligned, life has a beautiful way of cooperating with you. You were not created to chase endlessly. You were created to contribute meaningfully. And when you focus on becoming a blessing, blessings begin to follow you. So rise tomorrow with faith. Act today with discipline. Live this moment with awareness. And remember, true success is not about attracting everything you want. It is about becoming someone worthy of everything you receive. And when you put God first, fear naturally takes the last place. Now go, not to chase your dreams, but to become the person your dreams are waiting for.